Leverage. As you saw in the mindset video, in order to create wealth, you're more than likely going to have to use other people's money, otherwise known as leverage. Leverage is the use of debt to undertake an investment. The result is to multiply the potential returns from an investment. At the same time, leverage will also multiply the potential downside risk in case the investment does not pan out. Understand, when one refers to a company, property, or investment as highly leveraged, it means that item has more debt than equity. The concept of leverage is used by both investors and companies. Investors use leverage to significantly increase the returns that can be provided on an investment. Look, leverage is a complex tool, and while the theory sounds great and the use of leverage can be profitable if used properly, the reverse can also be true. Leverage magnifies both gains and losses. If you decide to use leverage to make an investment and the investment moves against you, your loss is going to be much greater than it would have been if you would have not used leverage for the investment. For this reason, leverage should be used by savvy and experienced investors. Now, using leverage is how many of the uber rich make their money. For instance, private equity firms employ this strategy to maximize their returns to shareholders. A private equity firm will go out and raise $100 million, say, from investors to invest. They will then seek out companies and will look to invest the $100 million into multiple companies. But in order to buy those multiple companies, they will need to borrow money. Let's take an example. A PE firm finds 4 good companies for sale at $100 million apiece. Instead of trying to just buy one with the $100 million they just raised from investors, they will buy all 4. They will use that $25 million for each company from the money that they raised, and then they will borrow another $75 million for each company for a total of $300 million borrowed in order to complete the purchase of the 4 companies. Therefore, if they grow each company and then sell each company for $150 million 5 years later, they can then make $200 million. Let's look at this. Sale price per company is $150 million. The purchase price for each company was $100 million. Therefore, the profit for each company is $50 million. They had 4 of them. That's $200 million. Now, whereas had they used that $100 million that they raised to just buy one company, they would have only made $50 million. As I mentioned before, most homeowners have already employed this strategy when buying a home if they obtained a mortgage. Now, if you can use this strategy for other investments, you can increase your chances of creating wealth. With all that being said, understand all the ramifications and analytics before using leverage, as it can be risky.